Hey everyone, today I'm tackling a hot topic along our coast, people digging open river mouths. It might look harmless, even helpful, but in South Africa it's a regulated activity with real ecological consequences and serious legal risks. Now I'll unpack what happens ecologically when you breach, why KZN is a special case, and what the law actually requires before anyone touches a sandbar. I'll also explain what fines you could face if you do this without permission, and how to report issues the right way. First, a quick primer. An estuary is where a river meets the sea, a mixing zone that's a nursery for fish, a feeding ground for birds, and filter for pollutants, and also a buffer for floods and storms. Now, in KwaZulu-Natal, we have around 76 official estuaries, and many are what scientists call TOCEs, temporarily open-closed estuaries. They naturally cycle between closed sandbars and open channels with seasons and storms. Only a small fraction are permanently open. Now that means closure is often normal, not a problem to fix with a spade. Now, when people manually dig open a closed mouth, you force a sudden exchange between fresh river water and seawater. And now that rapid salinity shift can shock or kill estuarine organisms that adapted to the closed phase. It can strand fish and invertebrates or flush them out at the wrong life stage. You can also lower water levels very quickly, exposing mudflats and destroying nursery habitat right when juvenile fish or prawns need it most. Breaching can destabilize channels and banks, accelerating erosion, increase turbidity during digging, and scouring smothers bottom-dwelling organisms and blocks light for aquatic plants. If nutrients have built up during closure, a poorly timed, ineffective breach can backfire. Studies show it may confound eutrophication symptoms instead of solving them. Bottom line, breaching is not a silver bullet and can make water quality worse if it's not planned and evaluated. There's a national lesson from St. Lucia, South Africa's largest estuarine system. After years of debate, a national panel of experts emphasized that any breaching should not happen without adequate ecological monitoring before and after the event, with clear objectives and adaptive management. In other words, science first, spades later. KZN's coast has a lot of small systems and micro estuaries, many of them naturally closing. That's due to our steep topography, high rainfall, and sandy dune systems. Because so many systems close naturally, they don't all need breaching. And doing it out of frustration with a sandbar or to improve ponding for a weekend can trigger ecological harms I've just mentioned. So what does the law say? Now, three big frameworks apply. First one is NEMA, the National Environmental Management Act, and its EIA regulations. Many activities in and around estuaries are listed activities that require an environmental authorization before you start excavation, moving material, and works within 100 meters of the high water mark or within an estuary, often trigger the EAI lists. If you start without authorization, you've committed an offense under S24F. You may be told to apply for Section 24G rectification and pay an administrative fine up to 5 million rand. And you can still be prosecuted criminally, where penalties can go up to 10 million rand and or 10 years in prison for certain offences under S49A. Second is the National Water Act, NWA. Breaching typically means impeding or diverting the flow and altering the bed or banks of a water course. That's Section 21C and 21I water use, which usually needs a license unless a specific general authorization applies. Acting without the right authorization can also be an offense, including where an act pollutes or is likely to pollute a water resource. Integrated Coastal Management Act, or ICM Act. Estuary mouths are coastal public property. The Act requires reasonable measures to avoid adverse effects and restricts people from taking measures that promote erosion and accretion unless authorization under NEMA or any other environmental law. In short, no DIY engineering on the breach or estuary mouth. Now, if there's an actual emergency, imminent risk to life, property or significant environmental damage, authorities can issue a NEMA Section 30A emergency directive to breach, but that's a formal process. Requests go to the competent authority, evidence is checked, and it's recorded. In KZN, there's a provincial breaching protocol to channel requests and ensure mouth management plans are followed. Now, if you or a group illegally breach a mouth, you could face the following: criminal prosecution under NEMA, up to 10 million rand and/or 10 years in prison for listed activity contraventions. Section 24G administrative fine to rectify an unlawful start, up to 5 million rand. Actual recent fines commonly run from 25 to 60,000 rand, depending on activity and harm. Rectification isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card. Criminal action can still follow. National Water Act offences if your actions pollute or detrimentally affect a water resource. Now, if you see a closed mouth and there are concerns about flooding, fish distress or odours, report it to your municipality and to KZN EDTEA, DWS Regional Office or Ezemvelo KZN Wildlife. The KZN breaching protocol exists precisely to route these requests and decide if and when to act. Remember, KZN systems are supposed to close and open naturally after sufficient rainfall or storm event. Patience can be part of good management. Recently, there's been pressure from communities to breach mouths without approvals. I myself was even contacted by authorities after filming people digging, and I made it clear to them it wasn't me. I get the curiosity, it's powerful to watch nature, but the lesson is simple. Estuary mouths aren't DIY projects. They're living systems with rules for a reason, to protect the ecology, the people downstream, and yes, to protect you from heavy fines and a criminal record. Now, if you found this useful, please share it, especially with community groups near estuaries. Let's make informed decisions, follow the protocol, and keep our estuaries and our records clean.